Hey, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com. Good afternoon. I'm doing a video here for Robbo. Robbo has a good question here. Pat, how would you have handled the SGH trade given it had earnings partway through the trade? Sell the position prior to earnings and then re-enter post-earnings at the same price level given the opportunity? And the answer to that question is, if I could have re-entered at the same price, I would have, but it didn't allow me. We bought it right here. You can see the entry spot. Marched up, dropped here, okay? And it did it on fairly heavy volume. This is the day before earnings. Earnings were reported that night after the close. So what do? This is my strategy. I sell half my shares if I have a decent profit in it. And we did. If I have no profit, I will sell all my shares. Why? I don't want to get stuck with a big gap down. But it ran up, entry here, ran up, closes down on a pickup in volume. Half the shares are sold off. It gaps up the next day. The next morning, earnings were reported that night. The next day, the stock gaps up on volume. It was a big enough gap that we couldn't chase it. So what do? We left it alone and we let it work. We've sold a little bit more into strength. And now what do we do with it? We just let it work. In a perfect world, I would have bought it. I would have bought more on the gap up, but that's investing through the rearview mirror. I have to monitor this and handle appropriately. And I have to tell you something, folks. I have been on the other side of that coin where I have held a position through earnings and said, oh, I got a cushion. I'll just let it work. And one of the ones that really stung me hard was IBM. Good Lord, it was years ago. It's probably going back 12 years ago and maybe more than that. But I lost $12,000 right at the open. That wasn't good. We're going to keep it that way. So the bottom line is this. We bought it right. It went up. We sold half, at least half, before earnings. If we had no cushion, we would have sold it all. But we did. And then it bounced up, and we let it work, sold a little bit more. That's how we handle it. And I hope that answers your question, Robbo. It's a good one. If it hadn't gapped up much and just hung around here, I would have tried to pick some more up. But it was a pretty big gap, so I couldn't do it. So anyway, that's how we got it. We're letting it work, and I'm happy about that. And I hope that answers your question. And I thank you very much.